Hello, Sally Ann. Sally Ann says, afternoon, Lisa. Thank you for joining. I've been sat down here a little while and I tried to do a bit of filming, but it's quite quiet. And I thought, oh, I'll go live. I love going live and chatting to you all. Hello to the new people joining. I'll show you the other way. I got a dirty windscreen, so you won't want to look out that way. And then the boat's down that way. There's people sat in their cars, so it's easier if I show you this way where there's nobody else. Is everybody okay? Janet says, hi Lisa and Sally Ann. Hi Janet, thank you for joining. It's another hot day again. It's very quiet here. As I said to Sally Ann, I've been here a little while. I did some filming, but there hasn't really been much. Stephen's just joined. He says, hi Lisa, hi Stephen. Thank you for joining. Let's have a COVID update. We do like the daily COVID updates. Richard says, afternoon all, nice to see Reedham again. First time I've seen double mooring in a very long time. Janet says it's supposed to get hotter as the week goes on. I know. Not sure what I think about that. Stephen says, afternoon everyone. There were a couple of big boats go through that I have filmed. Stephen says, just about to do another test. I do love how you chat to each other in the live and welcome people and then afterwards say bye. I think that's great. It's like a little friendship group, isn't it, when we go live? Look at that. Janet's saying afternoon, Stephen and Richard. Richard's saying afternoon, Sally Ann. It's great. I will show you the other way, but I think it's probably better this way that I'm showing you now. You can see my dirty windscreen. And then down that way. I think it's better if you're looking down that way, because there's people in boats and cars the opposite direction, whereas there isn't this. Sally Ann says, it's a shame we can't all meet up, but we all live so far apart. I absolutely agree. I think that would be fantastic if we could all meet up. Ranger's checking the ropes. He's coming back, so I'll just turn it this way. Stephen says he's a little bit better today, to Janet, but feeling a little bit weak. I think that stays with you for a few days. I hate to tell you. Anything is just, anything you do is exhausting. My daughter and I, when we had it, we felt okay. We felt we could go out. So because we were negative, and we put our face masks on, and we just went up the road to Tesco at Stalham. And I think we went, because you see, we still weren't really eating at that point, but we went and got fruit, and I don't know, it doesn't really matter what else we got. And we were halfway around the shop, and we just had enough. And I know it was a hot day, but through having COVID and wearing the mask, I was just so incredibly hot. I just had to get out, as did my daughter. So we only got halfway around the shop, if that. That's right, Janet, the heat can't be helping. She's saying to Stephen, no, the heat is a nightmare when you've got COVID. And that was in the hot spell that we had. So we got out of the shop, paid obviously, got out of the shop, went and sat in the car. Luckily, I'd parked in the shade. And we had to sit there a good half hour, 3/4 of an hour, drinking cold drinks. And we'd got an ice cream, an ice lolly each. And it was probably half hour, 3/4 of an hour before we felt we could then move on and go home. And we were exhausted. So don't do too much, Stephen, too soon. Just because it says you're negative, when you get to be negative, don't think, right, I'm back to normal, I can go. David's arrived. He says, good afternoon, Lisa. Afternoon, David. Hello, Vicky. Hope you're well. Thank you for the 5 likes on this live. I'll quickly show you the other way like I did before, but John says, hi everyone, afternoon. Hi John, thank you for joining. I'll show you down there, but just briefly, because there's people on boats and people in cars. So I think it's better to show you this way. Plus this way, we're out of the sun. It's very hot again, isn't it? So I thought we'd sit here for a bit, have our ordinary chit chat, and then we'll drive home, because I'm not going to be doing a very long live today. Christine says, afternoon, lovely day. Thank you for joining us, Christine. It is a beautiful day. It's very warm. David says, Vicky's not too bad. She enjoyed our trip to Cleethorpes yesterday, watching the people and the ships going in and out of the Humber. Sounds lovely. Sounds like my sort of day. Would you all like a laugh at my expense? Well, I'm going to tell you anyway. Yesterday, I was out all day, and although I sat in the breeze, which was lovely, it was still a long day. Sally Ann says, yes, please. Janet says, yes, please. Thank you for that, Janet. And, oh, some people, let me just show you the other way. Sorry, there were some children going past. Okay, so, long day yesterday. I was tired last night. Nothing wrong in that, until I discovered I fell asleep about 8 o'clock. Woke up at 4, wide awake, absolutely wide awake. Went through to my son's bedroom. He wasn't there, obviously, he was out. And it wasn't even sunrise. Here we are, I'll show you this way, there's a boat coming. Oh, you could have done with my camera. So it was, I took a photo and it's before sunrise. The sky was weird and wonderful colours of blue and sort of pinky, strange colours, colours you don't normally see. And prior to going through and taking the photograph, I'd been on my phone looking through different things. And then I came back after taking the photo, went to put it on the platform that is for photographs. If you follow me on there, you've probably seen it already. Went back into my room, sat down and promptly sat on my new glasses. So my glasses are now in 3 pieces. The 2 arms are off. And yeah, so that's that. So I was still awake about 5:30, so I went through and had a look again, and it was then sunrise. I took a photo of that, and that's on that same platform for photographs. Stephen says, oops, yes, and I've had them about 3 weeks, Stephen. 3 weeks. Never done anything like that before. So Janet's not surprised I had 8 hours sleep. Yeah, I think sometimes it just catches up with me. But that was very early to fall asleep. But I had 8 hours. Sally Ann is up and about at 5 every morning. It's a lovely time of day. It is. John says, oh no. I know, John. Oh. So luckily I still have the previous ones. I was going to take them through to the opticians after work today, and I just thought, no, I just can't face driving into Yarmouth. I might try tomorrow after work. So that's my saga of the day. "12 likes on this live feed. Oh my goodness. Thank you, everybody. That's very kind. Hello to the new people just joining us. I'm at Reedham Riverside, which is part of the Norfolk Broads in the east of England. There's a car. Oh, I thought he was going to pull in here, the car. I was going to say, no, don't park next to us. I haven't seen double mooring for a long time, but Fair Empress and Fair Countess double moored. David says, back to the option for new frames. I'm hoping they can just put the arms back on. Janet is reading glasses. Oh, my stomach's rumbling. Stephen says, I hit the like on the way in, Janet. Thank you, Stephen. Hello to the new people just joining us. Oh, there's some people going that way, so we'll just look out the front through the dirty windscreen. Sally Ann says you could do a live from Great Yarmouth after the opticians. I couldn't I? I might do that tomorrow. We could have a quick look at Braden Water, couldn't we, afterwards? Yeah. Stephen says he's just tested negative. Fantastic, Stephen. I'm so pleased for you. It's really good news. Just don't be tempted to do too much. Yeah, if you overdo it, like I was saying earlier about going shopping with Emily, both of us, we're just absolutely exhausted. So just be really careful. On the positive side, you have antibodies now. This. Is that bit coming? Did you all see that? I'm going to have to take you out of the sun, I think. Did you all see what happened? See what messages I've missed. Steve says no, he's going to have a couple more days to recover. Very wise. Very wise. David says go to Yarmouth on Wednesday and you show us what you've done to the market. No, I never go into the centre of Yarmouth. No. Not in the height of the summer. No. Well, not even in winter, really. Janet says he's going full throttle. Not many of the traders have joined the new market. It was going to cost them so much money. So they opted to go elsewhere or retire. If I go into Yarmouth, I will only go to one of the supermarkets where I can get everything I need. Sorry you can hear my stomach grumbling. David says that the same happened to here. It's such a shame, isn't it? I know things need upgrading, I get that. But don't then, charge the stall holders an excessive amount. Just look online, put in the local newspaper, and you can read all about it. just going to have a drink. You might just have to look out the window for a minute where there's nothing happening. That's just simply while I have a drink. Andrew's here. Good afternoon, Andrew. Thank you for joining. Reedham looks lovely today. Clear blue skies, fluffy white clouds. There are, look at these clouds. Fabulous cloud formation, isn't it? Lovely blue sky. Are you okay, Andrew? Waterside fishing adventures. Hello, Carl. Thank you for joining. Carl says, hi, Lisa. Looks nice out there. Yes, it's a beautiful day here. Janet's market used to be always bustling with people. It did. Yeah, it did. Those days are long gone. My stomach keeps rumbling. Richard says, some years ago, a local guide told me that the coaster which used to go to Cantley got stuck lengthwise across the river. If I remember correctly, the coaster was called Blackheath. Oh, Andrew says, all okay here. One day, someday, I will get my butt over to see the Broads. You will, Andrew, yes. Waterside Fishing says, hi all in the chat. Waterside Fishing Adventures also is on YouTube, and he does, if you like fishing, he does lots of fishing videos. And I like, they've got, well, I call them ribs, but whether they are or not, the little boats, and they go usually around, correct me if I'm wrong, Carl, usually around Stalham Way, and you see all the river places that well, I don't normally get to see. And out in these little boats having great fun. That's what I like watching. So go and pay him a visit. And you can see what they do. They're called sibs or ribs. He says, thanks for the shout out. You're very welcome. Everybody's now chatting to Waterside or Carl. And just saying hello to Stephen. That's what I like about lives, because you all chat to each other. And it's like you all know each other. But obviously none of us know any of us. Well, I've only the people that live locally seen. Went filming yesterday with John, if he's still here. No one's going past. So John also has he films this, so perhaps you'd like to check him out. Hev says, hello Lisa and everyone. Hi Hev, thanks for joining. Andrew says the crews are coming up on your left hand side. Sorry Andrew. Yes, and there are others as well in the distance. If I zoom in, sometimes I then lose connection. Waterside says, I try and get around all different areas of the Broors, but my engine's broken down at the minute. That's not good. What, on the ribs or your boat? I hope it's not too expensive to mend. Hi Paul, thank you for joining. Heb says you're at my favourite place. It's shaky because I've zoomed in. Let me zoom out and then it won't be so shaky. Well, hopefully anyway. David says you don't know Vicky and me. No, I don't, do I? Yeah, no, I do know David and Vicky. John says that was a great day. What, yesterday, filming together? That was so funny. Virtually every boat that went past was waving and saying hello to us all, wasn't it? Janet says, if it wasn't for you, Lisa, we wouldn't have this opportunity to talk to one another. That's what I like about lives. Stephen's boat spotting, not Stephen, sorry, Andrew's boat spotting. And he says, what looks like an alpha craft coming up from your right. Yeah, I think that's moored now. Morven Light has just gone past. And then, what does that say? Who knows? Who knows now I'm minus the glasses. It could say anything. Eastern Light. See what messages I've missed. Oh, we have Mrs. Waterside fishing in here as well. Thank you for joining. Andy says the dark blue hulled boat looks like a broom. Which one? I'm surrounded by boats now. Mrs. Waterside says, hi all in the chat. Kev says, hi Johnny Treehouse, I love your YouTube videos as well. Yes, he has lovely YouTube videos, doesn't he? Everybody's now saying hello to Mrs. Waterside. Let's have a look at this side. I think we're children free. A boat up on the top corner. Approaching. And then looking at my dirty windscreen. Thank you for the likes on this live stream. The sun is shining this side, so it's hard to see. Sally Ann and Hev are discussing things. I did a live the other day and it was just hilarious. We had dogs in the car, people strapped to the roof, Obviously not in reality, but that's what was said in the live as I drove back from Great Yarmouth to home. I have the funniest people as subscribers, I really do. You are all hilarious. You keep me laughing every time I'm on here. Heb says, so sad Sanderson's is no longer there. I know. Seems a shame of a waste of a boatyard, doesn't it? Stephen says, your windscreen is cleaner than mine since I last used the car. Well, yes, because you've been ill. I find when I sit at Ludham in the car park, all the dust, if I've got my windows open, all the dust comes inside my car. It's a nightmare. Little boat just under the railway bridge. Waterside fishing, says Lisa. I don't see anybody's name in blue. Do you have any moderators? No, I don't, Carl. I don't. I've been okay so far. There was just one person the other day I had to block.
Push it down more. Push it down more. You've got more. Keep pushing it down. Keep doing it so you can't anymore.
Just try and quickly show you the boat down there that I'd missed. Just turning round. And this is the little one that was just under the railway bridge. And there's a cruiser approaching the railway bridge. Oh, and this boat's still in the river, turning round. Let's have a look. I think I missed a message. Waterside says, it helps with the unwanted spam that every channel gets and moderator can remove them straight away. Janet says, we all behave on this channel. Sally Ann says, we all do that anyway. Everybody reports it. Heb says, hard to believe we were only there at the end of April. We stayed at a cottage on the other side of the railway bridge. Garden ran down to the river. Lovely views. That sounds wonderful. I think that boat might be looking for somewhere to moor. I don't know. They could moor to the floating pontoon piece, couldn't they? Is that what they're going to do, I wonder? Unless, of course, they're waiting for the bridge to open. I always pronounce the name of that wrong, Richard. Richard says I was filming at the, now I pronounce it Beauchamp, but it's not actually correct. Arms. Early one morning I was reeling in a small bream. Suddenly my rod bent over. I looked over the side and just in time to see a pike dragging my fish into the depths. I just did it because I put the camera down because there was a child going past. I blocked the spam myself, waterside, each one individually. Takes forever, but Andrew says a cottage on the other side of the railway bridge. Garden ran down to the river. Where do I book? Heb's asking, did Richard have to cut the fishing line? Waterside's asking, is it windy? There's a nice cool breeze, but the wind isn't bad enough to be affecting the boats. You can see the reeds blowing about. The boat has moored up to the floating pontoon. SW says, greetings everyone, glad to make the lively. What is the dog walking like there? You can, the start of the walk from Reedham to the Burney Arms Mill, you can, you can walk dogs. And the chances are you won't see anybody. Here comes a train. You can walk from here down to the ferry SW. As well as the boats, Andrew also likes the trains. Heb says dog walking's great, especially towards the ferry. Yes, you can walk. There's a public footpath along the edge of the river, but it's, I don't know where you would park. You'd probably be better to park down at the ferry and take the walk from there back towards the village. Hello to the new people joining my live. SW, I understand there's a new walk near you. Um, you know, I'm trying to think what they're called. Waterside says, I go around the Broads. I go all around the Broads, but also do seaside walks in the evening for exercise. Derek has joined us. He says, hi, Lisa. It's the best view I've seen you film yet. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Derek. Dad and daughter, hello. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Nice to see you again. Dad and daughter says, good afternoon, Lisa. Would you ever show your face so we can put a face to your lovely calming voice? I don't think I would, because I make my channel all about the Broads and the boats. There's plenty of people that show themselves on their videos and talk to camera, and that's fine. Waterside does. He speaks to camera and he does a very good job. I just want to make it all about the boats. Obviously, when I'm out and about and people come up to me and say hello, I don't hide away. Janet says, Mrs. Mystique. You know, I don't hide away from people. I say hello. But it's just for my channel. I prefer it to be just about the boats and what I see. It's showing you what I see. That's basically it. And by saying that, it doesn't mean I don't agree with people showing their face. I wouldn't be comfortable, I don't think, chatting to camera. I admire people who do. Diane says, hi, so would you go to Beccles one day? Love it there. Beccles is actually a long way from where I am. I did go last September and there is a video in my playlists, and I did the Big Dog Ferry and I did film around Beccles. But, you know, it is a long way, really, just to go. The chances are I won't see many boats while I'm there. Those of you who live here, do you agree with what I say about Beccles? I mean, it's beautiful. I love the little deli that's there. And, you know, I love Beccles. But for filming, I don't feel it's busy enough. There needs to be things happening constantly or people won't stay and watch. They go. I think I've missed some messages. Let's have a look. Waterside says, I've seen Lisa, she's a lovely lady. I'm not so sure about that, Waterside, but thank you. Unbeknown to me, because you all know, those of you who follow me will know I'm not very good with technology. We've clearly established that. Anyway, Waterside messaged me and said, I appear to be blocked. Why am I blocked? And I said, I've really no idea. It's nothing I've done. Boat, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So yes, so Waterside, I do apologise again. I've no idea how I managed to block you. It wasn't intentional. The only thing I block is the spam. But I have blocked other people in there without knowing. I don't know how. I really do not know. So I need to go through it and have a look. I don't know. Who knows what I do when left in charge of technology? It never does work properly. Gosh, lots of messages. Let's have a look. Sally Ann said, you're fine, Lisa. We like the channel just the way it is. Thank you, Sally Ann. Heb says, Andrew, try Riverside Rentals. That's all we found out as. You can fish from the end of the garden on the deck. There was a lovely, lovely one nearby, and that included a day boat. Oh, Janet says, Lisa's channel is better as it is. Thank you, Janet. Sally Ann says, can you imagine how a moderator would have coped with us all on that drive? That would have been so funny, wouldn't it? Waterside says, I agree, Lisa, it's a lovely place, but not many boats moving. That's at Beccles, yes. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. Waterside says, Lisa, if you need any help with technology stuff, just message me. That's very kind. Thank you very much. You might regret saying that. Sally Ann says, we could all be moderators, Hev. Stephen's not good with technology, he says. Stephen says, we all love your channel as it is. Thank you, Stephen. Dad and daughter says, if we see you next week, we'll all buy an ice cream. She must get hot sitting in your car. Oh. SW, by which river is this, please? I think this is, I was going to say this is the Yare. Carl, is this the Yare? I think it is. Hev says River Yare. Thank you, Hev. Oh, they're on about the bird food again. You lot are funny. But you see, look at that. Thank you, Carl. The Yare. I thought it was, and then I thought, is it? Isn't it? But look how instantly somebody gave me an answer. And sometimes when I'm out filming alive, do you remember when I sat at Potter Heigham and that red military plane flew over, and I said, look at that, and I tried to show it on live. I said, it's red, I'm sure it's a military plane. Can somebody please look on flight radar and have a look? Instantly somebody came back and said, it's not on there. Stephen says, he won't let you forget about the bird. I know. Yeah, so whenever we see something, there's always somebody. Janet normally tells me the time. It's like everybody has a role in here. We've got Andrew for the information on the boats. He'll tell us what engines they've got. Oh, we've got a couple of canoeists. Andrew tells us everything about boats we could possibly want. To a boat, anything. Thank you, Janet. Look at that, instantly. See, Janet tells me the time. Let's look through the dirty windscreen at the kayakers, I think, rather than canoes. Waterside says, it's great to have lovely subscribers that interact. Absolutely. I'm very lucky to have the subscribers I do. And because they are so great and help with my channel, I started to try and go live every day for them because I know they like seeing the Broads. And so I try to give them their Broads daily fix. The only thing is I never have a definite time that I'll go live. Richard has got to bail out, Lisa, expecting a call from the hospital. Bye all. Thank you, Richard, for joining us. Sally Ann says we all enjoy the banter. We do have a laugh, don't we? Stephen says, bye, Richard. Everybody's saying bye now. Look. Oh, everyone's... See, that's so lovely, isn't it? Janet says, Lisa's lives bring back some lovely memories. I'm so pleased they do, Janet. Undoing a bottle of drink one-handed is not easy. And it's far too noisy, me drinking that, so I do apologise. Oh, SW says, well, I'm just as bad with technology. I just muted the sound and got a wide screen and lost the comments. I am back now. So glad you are. Janet says, put your camera on your holder, Lisa. Yeah, it's in the sun there, though. And then it will overheat and I'll lose you. But I'll be driving back soon anyway, so you will be in the holder soon. Heb says, I've seen they double moored on the left. Yes, I haven't seen double mooring for such a long time. Used to see it at Stokesby. Janet says, oh no, please don't leave. I'm not leaving, but I will need to drive home at some point. I left the house at 8:30 this morning. Been to work. John, are you still here? SW says, the view up and down the river seems much better here. Oh, another drive. Cannot wait. Sally Ann says, we're going with her. Yes, I'm taking you with me. You'll all get in the car again. Don't worry, I won't leave anyone behind. Janet says, please take us with you. Of course I will. I take you everywhere, you know that. I took you to Galston last week. The only place I haven't taken you was when I went to... Heb says, oh no, another drive, Sally Ann. Janet says, whoopee. For those of you wondering what they're discussing. When I drove the other day, I took them to see Caister Castle because they hadn't seen it, although you can see it from Breydon Water. And it was brilliant. They were all, because I wasn't able to just put this down because I wasn't able to chat because I was driving. But of course, all my subscribers kept the channel going for me, the chat going. It was absolutely brilliant, and they had a whale of a time. They had wine and all sorts. They were in the back of the car, on the roof. See, they had so much fun. Diane says, hi Lisa, we had many holidays on the Broads. We used to start at Reedham, Mr. Pearson's boatyard, just under the railway bridge. He was a really nice man. Now, that's the first I've heard of that boatyard, so thank you for that information. Stephen says, road trip. Yes, another road trip. Janet says, I think there's room inside for everyone as the passenger seat is vacant. Absolutely, Janet. And Hev says, I promise it's a green tea today. It starts as some healthy living this week. You make me cough now, look. SW says, good for you, Hev. I don't think she sounds convinced, do you? I've got a car just parked next to me, so we might be going. I'm going to put you in the holder just so I can have a proper drink, okay? And it's not so obvious that I'm live. Waterside, do you find it hard being live with people about? Waterside says, is there room for my subscribers too? Of course there is. Plenty of room in my car. Heb says, I remember him, Diane. He was lovely. We had a day boat from him. I'm just going to swap holders, okay? If I can. This grips this so tightly. Right. What a performance that is, putting that in there. It's just, it has to hold the phone tightly. Now you're in a fixed position, so I can't show you the different things that are going on. Right, I just have a drink and then we'll set off. The river's getting quite busy now. There's one or two boats you'll see go past in a minute. Just have a tidy up. Waterside says, I'm a fairly quiet person, but you wouldn't think it watching my channel. I would rather film on my own, but do film with others around too. Yeah, like yesterday I did a live with John, who's in here, usually in my live, you know, film another YouTuber, and that's absolutely fine, because when you know people it doesn't matter. But people who you don't know, and they see you chatting to yourself, because they don't realise you're doing a live or whatever, that can be a bit awkward. And then some people think you're doing something wrong, which you're not. I'm just reading through your comments. Oh, there's a big group of birds over crossing the marshes. Can you see that? Not a murmuration as such, just all the crows. Hello, Christine. John is your nephew. Yeah, he said that his aunt was in my lives. Thank you for joining. I filmed yesterday with him and Kevin at Ludden Bridge. Kevin was fishing and John was filming for his YouTube channel, as I was. Multitasking now, trying to do my hair. No, what have I missed? Let's have a look. Water says, I find most people are just interested about what you film for. I get many subscribers though, chatting to people. Yes, I don't always tell people. My friends don't know I do YouTube. SW says, never mind your hair, Lisa, let's get going. Well, I've been sat here with windows open, it was breezy. So I look like a wreck. But there we go, nobody's going to see me. One of the advantages of not being on camera. I've had to tidy up. Camera on the floor so it doesn't fall off the seat. Are you all ready to set off then? Thank you for the 26 likes on this live stream. It's very much appreciated. Which way would you like to go along the riverside? Would you like to go towards Sanderson's boatyard or would you like to go the back way? John, your aunt's in here. John says, can't be as bad as when it rained on you last week at Ludden Bridge. I was drenched, wasn't I? Absolutely drenched. Janet says, we can stop at Ludden Bridge on the way. No, we're not going as far as there. We're not going as far as Ludden Bridge. Past the old Sandersons, you want to go? Okay. Right, we're going to go now, all right? Well, you might want to see this boat first. This is the one that was moored on the pontoon piece. Right, we're off, so I'm not going to be able to chat to you, all right? Well, I can chat to you, but I can't read your comments. Have you got your seatbelts on, have you, Janet? Right, here we go. Try not to run this lady over. Just got to reverse on. I was going to say, we established the other day, I don't like it too bad, I don't think, in the end. That was at Caister Castle, wasn't it? We had to reverse. Better not run the dog over. So any comments you write, I'll see once I stop, okay? And I'll go through them then. Sorry, I just had to pull my seat in a bit more. Right, going past the Lord Nelson pub. You can see my bonnet, can't you? Let me have a look and just see. Oh, I've got a car behind me. Let's just sit here. I'm just going to alter what you can see, the view you get. This is the old Sanderson Marine Craft Limited building. There's a big boat in there, look. On the left it's blue. Can you see that? I don't know what you can see. That's rather nice. I was going to say, if it's too noisy with the air conditioning on, you have to let me know, but I won't know what you say anyway. Look back up that hill. So we've just left Reedham. Did you all hear that? That was embarrassing, wasn't it? I couldn't get the right gear. Still can't get the right gear. See, it's not just technology, it's, well, it's anything. Change a car and all sorts. Hopeless, I am. Hopeless. I managed to get my way around life somehow, though. Right, here we go. We're in the right gear this time. On the whole, I have got used to my car, but just now and again, I seem to think I'm in my old car with the gears. You're probably all laughing at me. You wait till I stop and I read the comments. Now, when I've watched, it looks like you're driving far faster than you actually are in reality. I'm doing just under 40, about 36, something like that. So please don't think I'm speeding along here. Now it's 30. So this is Freethorpe. For those of you who are wondering why I'm not reading the messages anymore, it's because, well, one, I've got driving glasses on and not reading glasses, so I can't see them anyway. But also, the law changed very recently, and it's against the law to be reading the messages on a live stream now. And of course, anybody can click and see local live streams, and they would know what I was doing. So I'm trying to be a law-abiding citizen. And as most of you probably know by now, my friend is a former policewoman, so she would be telling me off straight away. So when she watches this, if she watches it, she'll know. And John, if you're still here, that's my friend who you met the other day. That's her. And for those of you who've watched my channel for an awful long time, which is probably Andrew is my longest subscriber, I think. In the early days of YouTube, she used to go out with me every time I filmed, and I always tell the story of when we were walking. The road was flooded down to Wood Bastwick car park, so we had to park at the top of the road and walk through the flooded water. A fish jumped out and I screamed. So if you were there that day watching, that's the person I was with then. Now through then at once I could see on the screen, but I'm hoping we'll be okay now. You're probably none of you are listening to what I'm saying anyway. You're probably all having your own conversation, which is absolutely fine. I think that's wonderful that you do. So just ignore me and carry on your own conversation. This is now Acle. I know I can go straight there and under the railway bridge. I can do hill starts, but I prefer to go this way. Did anybody want the train? Do I need to drop you off at the station at all? Are you all right? do you reckon? Will the lights change? Yes, I just had a feeling they would. Right, I'm just going to clean my windscreen while we're sat here waiting. I hope you're all okay and enjoying the journey. This is still Acle. It said 38 there. I think it was more like 28 I'm actually doing, or was doing there. To the river as I'm driving. Isn't it so much easier now, or so much better now I've got the holder sorted. Several boats. You have to go over that bridge at 30 miles an hour, in case anybody wondered why I slowed down. wait to see what you're all chatting about. Turn the air conditioning down, it's getting a bit chilly. Sorry, I keep coughing. And it's nothing like it was. This is Clipsby, in case anybody's wondering where I am. And a short distance up here is the turning to Thurn, where I took you the other day, but there was nowhere to park. Where that white lorry is one of the parking places. I stopped and chatted to you all. There's a lot of traffic. I wonder if these are all going to the boat yards for a Monday to Friday holiday, or a Monday to Monday holiday. It's probably around the right time, isn't it? If they are, they'll continue straight, but we're turning right. Going to Hemsby. having a Monday to Friday chalet or caravan. Some of them went straight though, didn't they? This crossroads here is a notorious accident hotspot, unfortunately. Over the years I've seen so many accidents here. So we don't want any of that today. Let's see. Can we go across? I think we can. Right, I'm going to take you up the old original road again that I took you up the other day, and I'll see if we can park up the top. The other day there were people there, weren't there? So we had to go in the lay-by. So this is the old original road into Martham. Seems unbelievable that there would have been two cars, presumably, coming along here, or I don't know. I don't know how it was. There we are, we've got the whole parking space to ourselves today. Apart from a big heap of manure or something. We tend to have a habit of parking beside manure, don't we? Should we park here or should we go on the bumpy bit? Let's have a look. If we park here on the bumpy bit, then you can, so long as no tractors want to come past, we won't be in the way. I'm going to risk parking here. Right, let's see what you've all been saying. Goodness, you've all written so much. Wow, however much have you lot written? SW, I'm not reading off my phone while I was driving. It's only now I've stopped that I'm reading the comments. It is illegal to live stream and read the comments as you're driving along. Yes, that was when I drove through Moulton and St Mary. The signal kept dropping in and out, which is why I said there was, you know, it would do that. I am laughing now I'm reading this back, Sally Ann. Janet says Lisa needs to put her foot down. I try to drive within the law. Bernadette, it will, after I switch this off, in about, it's from about half an hour to an hour and a half, YouTube will upload it. And you'll be able to re-watch it at Reedham. Oh, SW, you wanted ice creams. I didn't know that. Christine's home village was Acle. We should have all called in and seen you, Christine. That's right, Sally Ann, can't mess up the car. Thank you, Stephen, for offering to clean my car. Hev says, loving this, Lisa. Thank you, Hev. Glad you're enjoying the ride through the countryside, Stephen. Waterside says, having fun looking at all the nice areas. Waterside says, I love doing the tours and walks and boat rides on my channel with everyone joining in. Glad you like the holder, SW. I think it's good as well. Christine's friend's mum used to run the store at Acle Bridge. That's a lovely cafe there now. SW knows where we were. No, we've not gone to Latham's, Hev. Waterside says, I'll be boat watching at Ludden Bridge after Lisa finishes. Cream cakes and Latham's for Sally Ann. Most definitely Sally Ann. I'm reading all your comments out. And I'm basically in the middle of nowhere and somebody walks past. The cakes and Latham's are lethal. Waterside's gone to get some bait. John needs to go back to work. Thank you for joining, John. Hev says, I'm grateful for the cakes. I'm grateful the cakes are not gluten-free, but the biscuits in the shop are. It's glucose? No, lactose I have trouble with. SW says, Lisa, your chosen road today has no potholes. So far, and then I parked in a bumpy piece. Oh, I lost you. Wait a minute. Laurie's joined. I don't know if you're still here, Laurie. Thank you for joining. She's following one Dan and his boat. He's a fellow YouTuber, and he's staying in a caravan at Yarmouth, and it looks quite nice. Nobody was on the roof today. Everybody keeps saying, of every live I do, everybody says about money for fuel. I always say no, but then I get messages saying, we really want to help you. It's always the same at Christmas time as well. Oh, you know, make a wish list so we can send you things. Look, if you really want to, and you please don't ever think you have to. When this live, when it goes live on YouTube, as I say, it takes about half an hour to an hour. I'll put a link into my PayPal. Shall I do that? But please don't feel you have to. It's just because everybody says every live. I lost where I was. Let's go back. Oh, I found you now. SW says, don't open the windows, Lisa. I have got the windows open and it doesn't smell, actually. Yes, Lisa, it was, Janet says, Lisa, it was the manure heap that Mr. Lisa got told off for on his birthday. I can't think what that was now, but I parked next to it. I parked next to this. Well, I just said I'd take you to all the exciting places. You lot are so funny, you really are. SW says, I'm glad we're keeping Lisa company as she's on her own today. I was on my own. Nigel says, I moored at Reedham this morning. You caught me on camera. Fantastic, Nigel. I'm so pleased I did. SW says, hello, Nigel. Lisa, Janet says, Lisa has a thing about manure heaps. Oh, dear. SW says, don't drive through Horning. Signal is abysmal here, I know. It is everywhere on the Broads, unfortunately, unless you're at Wroxham or Potterham, where it's classed as being a highly populated place with holidaymakers, and then you get a very good signal. Anywhere else, and you can forget it. Oh, Christine doesn't live in Acle anymore. She lives in Warwickshire now. Janet says the drives are as good as the boating ones. Thank you, Janet. SW enjoys exploring in the car as she's new to the area. Sally Ann loves the drives. Thank you. Laurie says, yes, I'm still here. Laurie says, no, Sally Ann says, hi, Laurie. We are all a little eccentric on here. That's why I love you all being on here. It's great. Laurie, as well as Andrew, Laurie and Andrew are my longest subscribers, who followed me the longest. And they virtually watch every video I've ever put out. Very grateful to them. No, we're talking years. Janet says yes to put the PayPal link. Okay. Waterside, Lisa and chat. Shall I do boat watching at Ludham or Potter? Oh, wherever you've... up to you. Have a look at Potter. I've not been there for a few days. See if there's... And if there's nothing at Potter, then go on to Ludham. SW says, PayPal sounds good to help with fuel. Just think how far we could go in the car. SW says, Potter, please. Mark says, hi, no river today. Hi, Mark, thank you for joining. I've been to Reedham Riverside and I've just driven everybody got in the car at Reedham and I've driven them over to Martham. And then I just stopped, I pulled over so that I can read all the messages. Laurie says we need a minibus to fit you all in. Hev says very jealous of Nigel. I know, me too. Janet says, you told Mr. Lisa off for saying a pint. I did tell him off when he said about the horse. Yes, I did. I said, you can't say things like that on my lives. A fleet of buses. Thank you, Janet. That's quite correct. PayPal is the better option. Laurie says, I enjoy watching your videos. I need my Norfolk fix. I know you all do. Mrs. Waterside says, we have watched every video and live you have done. Thank you for the great entertainment. Oh, thank you, Mrs. Waterside. I said to Carl that I like the ones he does when he's in the rib. Well, you probably hear them. I like the ones he does in the ribs when they push each other into the reeds and all sorts of different antics. Well, I'm caught up with all your messages. Sounds like you had fun on the journey back, chatting away to each other. As I said, when I was reading through the messages, I was sat here and, you know, basically it is in the middle of nowhere. Well, it's just the outskirts. And this person just arrived, a woman. You know, it is public footpaths, but you don't expect to see anybody. I'll put the link in once this is uploaded. But as I say, I'm only doing that because you all keep asking and I keep saying, no, you don't need to, but you all keep saying, yes, we want to. So SW says, I was not originally from Norfolk, but love it here since moving out of Norwich a few months back. There's hardly a cloud in the sky now. Thank you for the 37 likes on this live stream. That's amazing. Thank you all. That's very kind of you. 38 likes, is it? Oh, it shows 37 for me. Sally Ann says, well, if we're not having an ice cream or cream cakes, I'm off to make a coffee and find something unhealthy to eat. Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow. Thank you, Sally Ann, for joining us. I'm sorry I didn't get you all cream cakes or ice creams. Stephen says, I haven't got a PayPal account. I got hacked. Stephen, you don't have to do anything. I'm only adding it. Oh, I've got a bee on me. I'm only adding it because everybody keeps going on, you know, and saying about it. Please don't anybody feel you have to do this, okay? I would, you know, I would hate for you to think that you do. I'm simply doing it, and I'll only put it in this one. I'm simply doing it because virtually every live, someone asks. You're all saying bye to each other now, which is lovely. Tomorrow, where am I working tomorrow? Yes, I'll go live after work, which will be lunchtime again, somewhere different. Somewhere close, fairly close to where I am now, but a different village. I love that you're all saying bye to each other. Oh, SW, I know I say about I'm working, I try and keep that to myself. Let's just say I am self-employed, I work for myself. If I met you in person, I would tell you. Janet says, opposite the Ferry Inn tomorrow at Woodmass Street. That's not very good signal there. No, we won't be that far. You're fine. I'll see you one day, SW, in person, and I'll tell you then. It's just, you know, when you... Mark says top secret job, that's right. When you put things out there on a live, anybody can read it. And there's trolls. We all know there's trolls. MI5, yeah, I wish. I wish. What about Ranworth? Ranworth will be, I don't know what the signal's like. David knows, and I know he won't say. Jane Bond. Janet says, it's best to keep as much as you can private. I agree. Howdy from Texas. Well, hello from England. Thank you for joining us. Judy Dench. Heb says, bye everyone. Lovely trip to Reedham. Thank you, Lisa. You're very welcome. 39 likes on here now. Thank you all so much. Dirk, it's lovely of you to join us. I was just about to go. SW says the internet gives out too much information at times. It does. And that's why I want to protect myself. But obviously, you know, like I say, in person, I would tell you. There was something I'm still going to tell Mark is in here, and something I was going to tell him. And I will still tell him in person. I don't want it to be over the internet. What I'm going to tell him is proper dodgy stuff. Oh, I'm very interested. Yes, yes. You will be when I tell you. But that's all we'll say on that subject. Right, everybody, I need to go home. I've been out of the house ages. Thank you all for joining. It is Janet best to keep things private. That's right. It's not, you know, it's nothing secret. It's nothing out of the ordinary. I'm simply protecting myself from the trolls. Mark says, I'll probably see you one day at Potter. Absolutely, Mark, and I'll tell you then. And I have my phone and I can show you on my phone. SW says, bye Lisa and everyone. Hugs to Mr. L2. Thank you, SW, I'll tell him. Mr. Lisa will be missing you. He will be at home. Hope Dirk finds you again. Yes, that was nice that he came and spoke to us from Texas. Waterside says, thanks for a great live, Lisa. Glad you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining us. Bye, Stephen. Glad you're negative. Waterside's going live at Potterheim in 15 minutes. Waterside, I will join you, but I just need to get home, make a coffee, make myself some lunch, and then I will join your live, okay? Mrs. Waterside says, thank you, Lisa, for a great live. Have a nice rest of the day. Thank you for joining, Mrs. Waterside. As I say, I will join your live, but just give me a chance to get home, make a coffee and a sandwich, and then I'll come and see what's happening. David says, bye, Lisa. See you tomorrow if I can. It's absolutely fine, David. If you and Vicky can, wonderful. If you can't, don't worry in the slightest. Okay, I'm going to go now, all right? Oh, there's something happening at Potterheim. Can we go there tomorrow, please? Okay, I'll take you to Potterheim tomorrow. I was going to take you to West Somerton, but there will be more happening at Potterheim. So that's where we will go. 40 likes now. And before I go, I must just say hello to everybody who's watched this on the replay. Thank you for watching, and especially if you've watched to this point, thank you. I'll see you all tomorrow, all right? Take care of yourselves. And I'll be back again soon. Bye for now.